Hello lovers, welcome back to my channel. I've got this really nice neutral look for you today. If you want to see how I got it, then just keep on watching. Primer today, I've chosen this Napoleon Purtis. This is the Autopilot Pre-Foundation Primer. Now this one is not a mattifying primer, but it will help keep your foundation in place all day long. So I'm just buffing that in with a kabuki. I'm then going in with L'Oreal True Match. Now I'm in the colour W4, I think that stands for Warm 4. So it's got a really nice yellow undertone which suits perfectly for my olive toned skin. If you are of a medium or light to medium sort of skin tone with olive undertones or yellow undertones, this foundation is perfect for you. And it is also an absolute dupe for the NARS Sheer Glow in, what colour am I? Stromboli? Yeah, in Stromboli. Oh my god, like even the texture is exactly the same. I'm in love with it. I'm now going in with MAC Prolongwear Concealer. This is the colour NC30. It's a couple shades lighter than my natural skin tone. I'm just going in with a Real Techniques brush. I think this is the Deluxe Crease brush, and I'm just applying this all over the lid. This is just going to prime the area. And it's also going to get rid of any redness or you know, dark undertones that I have in those areas, which is going to have a nice base for the neutral eyeshadows that we're going to apply later. You'll also notice that I have filled in my eyebrows. Sorry, I didn't film it. I did use MAC eyeshadow to do them today, and the colour was charcoal brown, and I just used a MAC 266 brush just to fill them out. I'm just using the warmth of my fingertips just to really make sure that that product has melted right into the skin and it is perfectly applied and ready for us to add our eyeshadows. For my crease colour and also to bronze the rest of my face, I'm taking this NYX bronzer. This is a matte bronzer in the colour Dark. And I'm just going to use a very large crease brush. I believe this is the MAC 220, or it could be the Sigma one, I'm not sure, but any large crease brush will do. And I'm just really buffing that right into the socket line. It's really blown out, it doesn't need to be neat or precise or anything. The colour just needs to be there to add good definition to the socket and give your eye a bit of depth. To highlight my brow bone, I'm using MAC Shroom. This is my absolute all-time favourite highlighting colour at the minute. I just love it. It's a beautiful, it's got more of a satin finish as opposed to a shimmer, and it's really iridescent, so when you turn in the light it looks just beautiful. So I'm just highlighting my brow bones with this one, and I'm also carrying this one into the inner tear ducts of my eyes. This will help my eyes appear larger, more awake and further apart. And as you can see here, I'm also just running a very light shade, not a light shade, a light coverage of this just over the eyelids as well, just to brighten the whole look up. Now with a small tapered pencil brush, I'm just running that same NYX bronzer just through my lower lash line, and I'm connecting it with the bronzer that I've applied in my crease as well. Make sure you really buff it out so that it does look flawless. I'm now going in with Mulch by MAC. This is a gorgeous satin eyeshadow. It's a taupey brown. I'm just taking that on a very small detailing brush, and I'm just etching it into the outer V, just exactly where I want most of the colour to be deposited. If you are a beginner and you're not, you know, amazing at blending out your eyeshadows, definitely try a satin. Satins, because they've got a little bit of shimmer to them, they're a lot easier to blend out, and the result will look a little bit more flawless than it will with a matte eyeshadow. So yeah, if you're not, you know, hands down amazing at blending, then definitely do try a satin. Picking up a little bit more of Mulch on a fluffy crease brush. This is the 217 by MAC. I'm just blending that through the socket just to make sure that all of the harsh lines are eliminated and that it's really well buffed out. I might have lied. I think this might actually be the E25 by Sigma, but it just goes to show how identical these brushes are. So if you are, you know, tossing up between spending, you know, massive amounts of money on a MAC brush as opposed to the Sigma, definitely, I would say definitely give Sigma a try. I do have a link below in the down bar and also a code for a 10% discount if you want to check it out. I'm just going back in with Shroom, and I'm just intensifying my inner tear duct highlight here. So For eyeliner today I'm using Black Track by MAC, and I'm basically going to be using this to tightline only. So tightlining really means drawing a very small thin line as close to the lashes as possible. If you've got smaller eyelids like I do, it means that the actual space that the eyeliner is taking up doesn't overcome the shadows, and it leaves a lot of room on the lid for the colour to show through. Just take your time. Be very slow with it and just try and get that as close to the lashes as possible. You can use a specific tight lining brush to sort of wiggle it into the bases there, but it will make your eyelashes look really thick and black and gorgeous. I'm just using the MAC 266 I think to apply that. I'm then going in with a black kohl pencil. I believe this is Smolder by MAC. I actually didn't realise how many MAC products I used. Sorry guys if you're on a budget, but you know, any black kohl pencil will do. So yeah, just outlining the outer half of my waterline. I'm then taking these tiny baby weeny tiny little lower lashes. I have cut them in half though, because they were a little bit too cray with the whole thing. I'm just applying them to the outer corner there. This will make my eyes look a little bit bigger and sort of intensify the lower lash line as well. And then stacking the red cherry lashes in number 43 with the Ardell 102 Demis. I'm stacking my lashes because I want them to be really thick and luscious. So I'm just applying the number 43s first with a pair of tweezers, and I'm using the Ardell lash glue. I think it's called, oh my god, I've obviously forgotten what it's called, so scratch that. Just applying them to both of my eyelids, and then I'm going to be going in with the 102 Pixie lashes afterwards. These are more of a spiky lash, so layered over the 43s, they're going to look really gorgeous, and they're going to give the eyes a lot of volume without adding too much length. I'm now applying a little bit of mascara just for some extra definition. I'm applying them to mostly my natural lashes, but a little bit through the false ones as well, and then to my lower lash line as well. Before I start to work on my face, I'm just applying a little bit of lip balm. This is very important when you're going to be using matte lipsticks, which is what I will be doing. So yeah, just popping a little bit of that on. Oops, there's a kiss for you. I'm now going in with the same MAC Prolongwear Concealer in NC30, and I'm just using this under my eyes just to cancel out any of my under eye circles and any darkness that might be in this area. I'm using the same Deluxe Crease brush by Real Techniques by Samantha Chapman. This is a great brush for applying concealer. And I mean, it's like what other brushes as well. Like, even though it says it's a crease brush, doesn't mean you need to use it in your crease. Like, just be really creative with how you apply your makeup. And then I'm just using the warmth of my fingertips again just to really blend this concealer into the skin. To highlight, I'm using the YSL Touche Éclat. This is an amazing, revolutionary product. I cannot stress that enough. I'm applying that under my eyes and into my smile lines and the center of my forehead. It's a beautiful sort of beigey toned highlighting color, and it's amazing. I'm just bluffing that into my skin just with a crease brush. Again, like I said before, any brush that you find works the best is by all means fine. It is a little bit pricey, but it is definitely worth the money. I will do a full review for you so that you sort of get more of an idea about how it works. To set my makeup, I'm using this Australis translucent powder. This is the most finely milled translucent powder ever. If you do live in Australia, definitely run off to Priceline and pick this one up, or wherever else they sell Australis products. It is amazing, and you will by all means fall in love with it, I can guarantee it. I'm setting my makeup a little bit differently today. I'm using just a dry beauty blender, and I'm really rolling it into the skin. This will actually help to make your pores appear a lot smaller than they are, and it actually sets your makeup a lot better than just applying it with a brush. I find that when I do apply it with a sponge like this, I can get you know 8 hours out of my makeup, and it doesn't even budge at all. So yeah, definitely a great technique. Try it out and let me know how you go. For my cheeks, I'm just using that same NYX bronzer that I used earlier. If you didn't catch it before, it is the NYX matte bronzer in the colour Dark. And I'm just applying that, well, I'm just contouring with that anyway, just in under my cheekbones there and across the top of my forehead in my temples. Just using a foundation brush there to buff it out if you apply too much, which occasionally I do, not gonna lie. I'm not amazing at this, but you know, we're all human. Just into my cheekbones on the other side as well. This is the Sigma Small contouring brush. This is a great brush for contouring, but it's also amazing at applying blush to the apples of your cheeks. So yeah, just buffing that out. Don't forget to contour your schnoz. I'm using the same brush and just pinching it to make it a little bit thinner and running it down the sides of my nose there. For blush today I've chosen this one by NARS. This is the colour Gilda. It's a sort of corally pumpkin type shade and it is flattering on any skin tone. I'm just applying that one with a stippling brush to the apples of my cheeks there and then sweeping it up towards my temple. This will give a really natural sort of sun-kissed look rather than cray blush cheeks. So yeah, just blending that one in. My highlight today is Soft and Gentle by MAC. This is a really nice one for all skin tones as well. It's got a really nice gold reflect through it. And I'm just applying that to the top of my cheekbones, just above where I've applied the blush, a little bit on the brow bones there. I'll also put it in my T-zone, so across my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I'm mixing these two Australis lip colours. The pink one is called Crushed Lychee and the nude one is Iced Almond. I'm applying the Crushed Lychee first all over the lip and then I'm going to be concentrating the Iced Almond one just on the centre. This will help to give it sort of more of a contour and help my lips look juicy and plump. This is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.